Good afternoon, Hail Stalkers, and welcome to the Hail Palace. Today we're going to talk not about hail, but about the tropics, as we're watching a active pattern right now in the Atlantic. Haven't had a lot of storms in the Atlantic, but we do have one right now, and it poses a threat to make landfall in the United States. So we wanted to update you on what we're thinking as we continue to monitor this threat. So here it is right here. You can see Joaquin here right off the coast of the Bahamas right here. You can see them just barely here, a couple of islands there. We've got the Florida Peninsula right here, and it is spinning, moving its way to the southwest. It currently has winds at 85 miles per hour sustained with some gusts over 100 miles per hour. Now this storm system is actually strengthening right now as it continues to move to the southwest, but we've got some factors that are going to block this from moving towards Florida. They're going to swing and turn this up to the north. So let's go ahead and take a look at kind of what we're anticipating. So here you can see we've got Joaquin down here to the southwest. There's the Bahamas. Here's Florida. We've got North Carolina, and then we've got the northeast up here. And so Joaquin is going to make some curves. Now there's a lot of uncertainty because this isn't a normal pattern that we have, especially during the month of October. So this is fairly unusual, and so computer models are going to have a tough time picking it up. But we've got several scenarios. We've got, first of all, the setup. We've got a trough that's going to dig into the Gulf of Mexico in the southeast. That's actually what's going to block this hurricane from moving into Florida, and it's going to swing it and curve it up to the north. Then we've also got a ridge or an area of high pressure up here to the north that's in the northeast. So these two systems are going to steer this hurricane, Hurricane Joaquin. Now, there's a chance that it may try to go in between the two systems. There's also a chance that it may try to lift off to the north and east and move out away from the U.S. as the ridge to the north blocks this system from moving towards the U.S. So that's the uncertainty. Now, right now, most models are going to take Joaquin in this direction. So it's going to move it towards North Carolina or the Virginia coast. Now, how far north, how far south, we're not for sure quite yet, but it should come somewhere in like that. This is what the model consensus is right now. So most of the models taking it on a path like this. However, we've got the European model, which is actually one of the more accurate computer models, but this is the only model that's forecasting the system to curve and move out into the Atlantic like this. So we've got a couple different scenarios that could happen. Obviously, one scenario brings the storm system into the United States. The other scenario kicks it out into the Atlantic. It doesn't affect anybody. So maybe a Bermuda out there, but everybody in the U.S. stays high and dry from this storm system. So let's take a look at what we think as far as timing and intensity. Again, right now we're going to go with this pattern, just assuming that this system is going to take what the models or what the consensus is right now for this storm system to take. So again, right now, Wednesday here, we've got maximum sustained winds right now at 85 miles per hour. Again, just to the west or to the east of the Bahamas. Now it's going to continue to slowly meander and slowly strengthen as it moves to the southwest, and then maybe towards the west, and then maybe even start to move towards the north over the next 24 to 48 hours. Again, it's going to take it a while to get past the Bahamas, but potentially winds up to 105 miles per hour sustained as we go through the day tomorrow for Thursday. As we get into Friday, it could make a run at a major hurricane, so winds up to 115 miles per hour as we go through the day Friday. Should be somewhere out here in the Atlantic off the coast of Florida. And it'll pick up a little bit of steam as we go through the day Saturday. Again, should be a Category 3, maybe even a little bit stronger of a hurricane out here in the Atlantic. We're going to have a lot of ocean waves moving on shore into the Carolinas, into Georgia, Florida, all up and down the East Coast with sustained winds somewhere around 120 miles per hour. And then as it moves, it's going to eventually make that curve if things pan out the way models say right now. On Sunday or Monday, that would be the time frame that it would make landfall. So right now, we'll go sustained at 115 miles per hour on Sunday, and then after making landfall on Monday, it begins to weaken, winds down to 80 miles per hour. So somewhere in this range, we should have a storm system. Again, winds could be anywhere from potentially, say, 80 miles per hour, depending on how quickly the storm system weakens as it's drug in between these two systems, all the way up to potentially 120, 125 mile per hour sustained windstorm. So a lot of uncertainty with this storm system, but right now this is the path that we're forecasting that it will take, and we expect that it'll come on shore as a Cat 2 or a Cat 3 hurricane sometime Sunday or Monday. That's our current anticipation. However, again, that could change, and we'll have to monitor this very closely and continue to monitor all the model trends and everything that we have to look at here in the Hale Palace. So here's just a few things to remember here as we go through, again, the next several days. So many possible landfall locations. Still could stay in the Atlantic, although we do think right now this is probably the unlikely scenario, but it is still a possibility. Now, most likely to be a hurricane at landfall, and it could potentially even be a major hurricane with winds over 115 miles per hour if and when it makes landfall. And current time frame, again, Sunday to Monday will be the most likely time frame, and a lot of that depends on where it makes landfall. If it moves further to the north, it's going to take a little bit longer for it to get there. If it moves further to the south, it's going to take not as long for it to get there. So those will be all the things that we'll be monitoring. As always, we will keep an eye on this. We are going to be doing weather consulting with some of our clients. If that's something you're interested in, tracking this hurricane more intensely, seeing what the latest updates are, make sure to give us a call, because we will go over all that with you as far as how we can handle that. We're also going to have a wind and hurricane map available if this system makes landfall in the United States. So we'll be monitoring that as well. So as always, we hope you have a great day. If you have any questions, info@hailtrace.com, or you can get in touch with us, 855-334-4245. We hope you have a great afternoon.